Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here for Veracity. Got a lot of requests from this recently, so figured I'd go ahead and jump on it there. And I can kind of see why, of course. Nice little jump back here today. And we'll go ahead and look at that closer, of course. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. Been trading for over 15 years, and I created a trading community with an academy, and I share signals for every single trade that I take, all in the description below. Link in the description there. CryptoCache.tech is the website. Feel free to get registered, and I do look forward to getting to know you better. Now take a look here at Veracity, though. Pretty straightforward. We're still stuck under the 50-day set moving average. That has worked as a pretty strong resistance here recently. So of course, breaking above that would be a very key thing. So just keep that in mind. Look at the one-day chart. 50-day SMA would be great to be back above that. Okay, but it's par for the course considering how much, how high it went and how low it went. I mean, look at these long little time frames. You look at the 1 week, and you can see it's had these pretty big channels, but it is still making higher lows on the weekly and effectively higher highs. As long as this next high can be higher, right? But anyways, yeah, higher lows is the most important takeaway here, is the fact that it's continuing to move upwards with that moving average, right? Even the 50-day SMA, of course, while we're still below it, it's still trending close to that price action. That's a positive thing. So I do like to see that on any type of coin. So the fact of the matter is here, with us being under the 50 right now, I think it's just a matter of time before we're back up above. It doesn't look like Veracity wants to go any lower. I mean, if you look at the price point here, 0.018 is essentially the lowest point in which it wants to go. So 1.8 cents essentially. All right, so again, very good stuff there in that sense. I like to see that. That looks very good. We are stuck under 50 on the RSI. That's reflected, of course, of this price action here at about 2.5 cents. So 2.5 will be an area of concern, or just more so resistance. But leading into that, of course, right around 2.2 would equally be as important. So 2.2 to 2.5 is kind of a resistance channel. We just got to be kind of aware of that. And MACD is not really telling us too much here. So just kind of zoom in here so you understand what I mean by this. We're looking at right around this here, this channel. This is going to be a resistance channel for us, but the price action needs to build a little bit more volume to get it up to that point. What I mean by that is if we take a look at the volume profile, we got a lot of volume right below and at pretty much exactly at the current price point, which is good. So we're building a nice foundation in the most recent past, but we need more volume to kind of push it up higher. Now today has been a decent volume day considering the fact that the day is halfway over, and of course we're already halfway up here on the candlestick. So we have another couple more days of push to the upside here. We could break 2.5 cents in the next few days. That's very much a likelihood. So anyways, not terrible stuff here. Just kind of wanted to let you know that there's some resistance stuff there going on. And again, pending Bitcoin not doing anything stupid and obnoxious, Veracity should do pretty well, because it has proven previously to do pretty decent considering Bitcoin just kind of doing its thing, right? Because when Bitcoin ramped up here recently, it didn't do so much, but previously it did very well. Again, it's been independent in some ways, but a lot of times, or a lot of cases right now, it's fairly codependent. But the push recently in the last 24 hours has been pretty strong. So it's a very good sign here for Veracity. It's kind of exuding some good qualities in that regard, in my opinion. So I do think that we're in good shape there. We're also testing the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour, and this can be kind of a problem area. So what will probably happen is if it tries to push up again, it might consolidate here closer to about 2 cents and then bounce up to effectively break through the 50. Okay, so it's getting rejected presently at this time, which is normal. But that's a lot of that has to do with Bitcoin getting rejected on certain moving averages as well. Okay, if you want to understand what I mean by that, I make a Bitcoin video every single day. Check that out, and you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But Veracity is kind of following suit in that way too. So try to be aware of that. But we are bouncing off 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour, which is good. That's very similar to Bitcoin as well. We had a recent MACD convergence also. So again, all good stuff here, really kind of telling us that a potential position might be viable, or just at least adding to your position would be an advantageous consideration. We are also seeing here on the 1-hour, let's see here what this looks like. A little messy, but we're above the cloud, and the conversion line is above the baseline. We really have no indication here of wanting to sell, but just know the conversion line, or sorry, the lagging span rather, is going to come into the price action here soon, and when it does, that's usually a signal to go ahead and maybe consider trimming or selling your position. So we might be nearing the end of this little push, this little momentous push from Veracity, but this little candlestick here gives us some hope. That obviously is the most recent candlestick from Bitcoin as well. It's doing very well in the last hour, so it's pushing hard, kind of trying to make its higher highs, and Veracity is effectively doing something similar. So in a lot of ways here, ultimately, there's I mean, to summarize here with Veracity, it has tremendous potential. It's making higher lows on the weekly, which I think is really important. And ultimately at this point too, we do see a potential signal for a long position. It's just that we're a little bit on the overextended side with that recent hard push here today. So it needs to consolidate a little bit more. So if we can get a close above 20 cents today, or sorry, 2 cents rather, 0.02, that would be very important to have that. That'd be a good step in the right direction. And then of course we can continue to make higher highs and higher lows in the smaller time frames to effectively get up through this resistance channel of 2.2 to 2.5. Again, there's going to be resistance there. We can get a one-day candlestick close above 2.5 cents in the near future, be doing very well to be making higher highs again, and that'd be an extremely important thing to have higher highs on the one-day chart. Okay? We need to see that again. At least in order to see some type of breakout like this, we could see that here soon, but we can't, clarify that or feel confirmed in that sense, right? We don't have that confirmation until the price breaks through that plane. That's how I prefer to do it personally. Again, a little more conservative myself. So at this point, if you were kind of Veracity fan, just continue to add to your portfolio. You're probably getting tired of adding to your portfolio at 2 cents because it's been pretty consistent there for the last couple of weeks. But I do think the tides are changing here. It's created a very stable foundation here at 2 cents, and it's really important to build on it. So at that amount of volume at that profile, the fact of the matter is we should be expected to see the price continue higher from here. Will it be a spike like we saw recently? Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say. I think once we break, though, once again, 2.5, we'll have a tendency of being able to break free a little bit more so from Bitcoin, or just say Bitcoin is recovering nicely. We would see that nice breakout. So just be mindful. Veracity has tremendous potential. I think it can do very well. It's just that at this point, we got to wait for confirmation. All right. So hopefully you found benefit, of course. If you learned something today, comment below. Appreciate your feedback, as well as obviously my current community members. So if you want to become a member and have a trading academy you can learn from, as well as signals that I send for every single trade that I take, I share that so you know how to structure your trades. There's a lot of benefits, of course. Make sure you check that out. Have an amazing community. In fact, we have a roundtable discussion here today around 2 p.m. Eastern. We have that every single week where we just get together and talk about everything we need to know. Thanks again for joining me here once more. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next one.